Hi, welcome to Verse of the Day. My name is Brandon Hathaway. I'm the preacher here at the Westside Church of Christ in Owensboro, Kentucky. I want to thank you for joining me as we open up the Bible, study the Word of God. Today we're in Hebrews chapter 10. Hebrews chapter 10. I'm going to look at the first three verses 1 through 3 this morning. Hebrews 10, starting with verse 1, which reads, it says, "For the law, since it has only a shadow of good things to come, and not the very form of things, can never, by the same sacrifices which they offer continually year by year, make perfect those who draw near. Otherwise, would they not have ceased to be offered, because of the worshippers, having once been cleansed, would no longer have consciousness of sins. But in those sacrifices, there's a reminder of sins year by year." Go ahead and read verse 4 with me. It says, "For it is impossible for the blood of bulls and goats to take away sins." You know, as you read through these first few verses, again, it makes the point of, why the old law was not as good as the new law. It brings out that it was a shadow of things to come, right? It's a tutor for us today. It's just there. It was what God had given to them, but it was not complete. When they questioned, why did Moses give this to us? Because the hardness of the hearts of men. And so it was there, and it did its purpose. It did what needed to be done. It was, again, given by God through Moses. It was the law, but it wasn't complete. It wasn't something that could wash their sins away. It was something that, again, if they did wash their sins away, it says, why did they make these yearly sacrifices, year by year, continuously come back and make those sacrifices? If it made them perfect as they came and made those sacrifices, then they would not have a reminder of sins. Then they would not have to come each year to make those sacrifices. It brings out they would no longer be aware, have that consciousness of sins. It had been washed away, been cleansed. That they wouldn't have that. But instead, it words it as it's a reminder of sins, year by year, remembering that you have sinned in the past and bringing that up, and have to make another sacrifice for those sins. Same thing's kind of brought out down in verse 11 and 12. It says, "And every priest stands daily ministering and offering time after time the same sacrifices, which can never take away sins. But he, having been offered one sacrifice for sins for all time, sat down at the right hand of God." And so, again, it brought out that it could never do the job that needed to be done. And so it's just as we read and study the book of Hebrews, it's just, again, continuously on the point on how this new covenant that we're under today is greater, how much better it is. And again, that we should be thankful that we don't have to have that reminder of sins, but rather God, we're in this new covenant where God says, "I will remember their sins no more." How great is that? How wonderful that is. And so again, something we should give God thanks for is being under this new covenant that He has blessed us with by sending His Son down to die for us. Anyways, I want to thank you for joining me today. I hope everybody has a blessed day, and if the Lord is willing, I'll talk to you later.